12 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few quarterbacks I have as sleeper options this week. The first guy, Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. I know Daniel Jones, he's been struggling over the last few weeks here for the Giants, but the Giants, they got rid of Jason Garrett. They're going to have a new approach now on offense, and he's got a pretty decent matchup this week here, is Jones versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though I like the Eagles' defense as well, I think Daniel Jones could have some garbage time points in this game, and he got all his weapons back and Galladay, Tani, and Saquon Barkley. So right now, Jones is available in 71% of fantasy leagues, and I know it's been an up and down season. Week 8 at Kansas City, 222 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and in 12 rushing yards. Week 9 versus the Raiders, 110 pass yards, a touchdown, and a fumble loss. In Week 11, another bad game at Tampa Bay, 167 and a touchdown with 2 windows. But right here versus Philly, a team obviously he's familiar with, I think he could go in this ball game, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 windows, and I don't think that's that bad of a fantasy day. The next quarterback's Tyrod Taylor of the Houston Texans. So Tyrod Taylor, he's been back the last few weeks here for the Texans, and he's been up and down here. Week 9 at the Miami Dolphins, 240 passing yards, 3 intos, and 23 yards rushing. And Week 11 in a shocking victory at the Tennessee Titans, 107 pass yards, 28 yards rushing, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So right here, a good matchup for Tyrod Taylor at home with this Texan team versus the New York Jets that give up the 10th most fantasy points to quarterbacks on the season. And right here, Taylor, I think he could put anywhere up from 15 to 20 fantasy points. And right now, he's available in a whopping 90% of fantasy leagues. So most 2-quarterback leagues, obviously, and deeper leagues is the only way you're going to start Taylor. But I think he's a decent option this week. And the third and final quarterback I have as a sleeper option is Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So right here, Trevor Lawrence, it's been a mighty struggle for him, no doubt about it, especially since they came off the bye week in Week 7. Week 8 at Seattle, 238 passing yards, a touchdown, and in it though. Week 9 versus Buffalo, 118 pass yards, 3 rush attempts, 4 yards. Week 10 in Indianapolis, 162 passing yards, 33 yards rushing, a 2-point conversion, and a fumble loss. And then Week 11, he didn't do much versus San Francisco 49ers in that one as well, 158 pass yards and 23 yards rushing. So right now, he's failed to throw a touchdown in a long time here. But right here, he's got a great matchup versus the Atlanta Falcons. And obviously, in the deepest of leagues, at 2-quarterback leagues, you would use Trevor Lawrence. But right here, with the good matchup, it wouldn't surprise me to see him have a 15, 20-point fantasy day. So that's a few quarterbacks I have as sleeper options for Week 12 of the fantasy football season.